Have you ever observed that something that was once so reassuring, such as masturbation, can now appear rushed, frustrating, or curiously disconnected? I am Dr. Robert Davis, a board-certified urologist and a prominent expert in men's health. With over 60 years of experience, I have assisted older men in preserving their vitality, intimacy, and confidence. What is it that most surprises me? The same 7 errors that silently sabotage the sexual health of many men over the age of 30 are being made unknowingly. These habits, which were effective decades ago, are now quietly doing more harm than good. In this video, I will demonstrate the precise nature of those errors and the methods for rectifying them. You will acquire the knowledge necessary to re-establish sensitivity, enhance delight, and maintain a connection with your body in a manner that is truly beneficial to you during this life stage. Moreover, refrain from traveling, as mistake number 4 is the one that nearly every male fails to recognize, despite the fact that it may be the key to regaining the satisfaction you believed was lost forever. I suggest that you click the button and activate the chime before we proceed. Therefore, you will never overlook another health tip that has been specifically tailored to your needs. If you find this video to be enjoyable, please enter the number 1 in the comments section. If not, please enter 0 to inform me of how I can improve the content I provide. We will commence with one of the most pervasive and deceptive beliefs that continue to influence older males in the present day. It is probable that you have heard of this belief or have even implemented it without question. Error 1. Many older men are deceived into believing that withholding ejaculation will somehow increase their vitality, sharpen their focus, or even increase testosterone levels. This is known as the semen retention myth. It is a conviction that is founded on internet pseudoscience and antiquated concepts. Although there is some evidence that transient hormonal shifts may result from brief periods of abstinence, the reality is far more intricate and human. Your body was intended for natural release. Discomfort, pelvic congestion, mood fluctuations, and an increased risk of prostate issues may result from the prolonged suppression of that function. Those repercussions are not merely inconveniences for men over the age of 60. They have the potential to be detrimental to your general health. Doctors underscore the advantages of healthy, moderate ejaculation. It assists in the regulation of hormones, promotes prostate health, alleviates tension, and may even enhance sleep. Holding it in for weeks or months in the expectation of attaining a mythical power frequently results in the opposite. Masturbation is not about demonstrating control. It is about frustration, irritability, and a disconnect from one's true requirements. It involves comprehending your body's cadence, honoring its signals, and achieving a harmonious equilibrium. Consider it not as a form of indulgence, but as a form of self-care, similar to the act of profoundly breathing or stretching. It has the potential to provide a sense of grounding, energizing, and increased self-awareness when approached with mindfulness. However, if you continue to maintain the conviction that control is equivalent to strength, it may be time to consider what other antiquated behaviors may be discreetly restricting your performance and enjoyment. You may be taken aback by the subsequent error, as it is one that the majority of males make without even noticing. Error 2. It can be reassuring to adhere to the same grip and technique every time, particularly when it comes to personal practices that have been established over the course of decades. However, masturbation can be adversely affected by consistently employing the same grasp, pressure, and motion. Despite the fact that many senior men are accustomed to their routines, they fail to recognize that this predictability can result in a loss of sensitivity and even impede their capacity to engage in intimate relationships with their partners. The organism undergoes adaptation. It becomes conditioned to respond exclusively to a particular pattern if it is repeatedly exposed to the same type of stimulation. This can reduce the ability to experience euphoria, reach a climax, or maintain mental engagement over time. Despite the fact that your body requires variety to reactivate its functions, you may experience feelings of frustration, disconnection, or even doubt regarding your virility. The solution is more straightforward than many individuals believe. Switch hands, adjust the pressure, modify the rhythm, experiment with new movements, or even introduce safe and appropriate instruments. You are not giving up on what is effective. Your experience is being broadened. It involves maintaining the presence of your consciousness and the engagement of your nervous system. In the same way that your muscles become more robust when you subject them to novel exercises, your delight becomes more profound when you permit yourself to investigate novel sensations. This is not about novelty for the sake of novelty. The key is to remain in harmony with your evolving body and to allow yourself to develop in tandem with it. You are entitled to pleasure that is not only consistent with your age, but also expands with it. However, there is an additional error that is far more prevalent than most males are aware of, and it may be the reason why so many experiences feel rushed and unsatisfying. It is possible that you are unaware that you are engaging in this activity. Next, we should discuss it. Error 3. In their youth, numerous men acquire the ability to masturbate rapidly, whether due to necessity, discretion, or habit. However, what was once a hasty action can become a profoundly ingrained pattern as the years pass. This is the point at which the issue arises. The experience becomes mechanical and devoid of genuine enjoyment when it is rushed. It becomes more about the act of releasing than about the enjoyment. Additionally, this expedited method may deprive men over the age of 60 of the more profound and gratifying sensations that their bodies are still capable of generating. When you are in a hurry, your body is unable to gradually develop arousal, and your consciousness is unable to remain present. Rather, you sprint toward the finish line, scarcely acknowledging the journey. This can result in a loss of sensitivity, which can leave you feeling emotionally depleted or underwhelmed. It is possible for what was once a source of connection to begin to feel void. In contrast, the act of slowing down has a profound impact on the situation. It provides your body with the opportunity to awaken, it encourages your nervous system to completely engage, and it enables your mind to reconnect with each sensation. An ordinary moment can be transformed into something nourishing and potent by slowing down, intentionally touching, and deep breathing. Pleasure is not solely concerned with the climax. It pertains to curiosity, rhythm, and presence. By regarding this time as a meaningful experience rather than a routine, you will experience a greater sense of self-awareness, completeness, and vitality. It is not about extending the time for the sake of it. It is about rediscovering what you may have been racing past for years. However, even if you slow down, your complete potential will not be unlocked if you are solely focused on one aspect of your body. You may be taken aback by the subsequent error. Most males completely disregard this matter. Error 4. Ignoring the rest of your body over the years, numerous men have been trained to concentrate exclusively on their genitals during self-pleasure, as if that is the solitary source of sensation that is significant. However, the reality is that your body is replete with nerve endings and pleasurable zones that, when uncovered, have the potential to completely alter your experience. By restricting stimulation to a single region, you are deprived of the complete spectrum of physical and emotional sensations that your body is still capable of producing, even after the age of 60. Your inner thighs, chest, lower abdomen, neck, and, particularly the perineum, are regions that can intensify arousal and foster a stronger connection. These regions not only provide physical sensitivity, but also enable you to feel more present, emotionally aware, and in harmony with your body during the experience. These are not indulgences. They are gateways to higher pleasure, gentle touch, massage, and temperature changes. A much richer, fuller experience is achieved by engaging your entire body, which helps break out of monotonous routines. It is not about being unconventional or experimental. Rather, it is about acknowledging the intricacy of your body and allowing yourself to truly experience it. You are not merely a singular component. You are a system of emotions, sensations, and awareness. Naturally, your sense of satisfaction increases when you stimulate the entire system. However, the manner in which you approach touch can have a significant impact, even when you investigate a greater portion of your body. Additionally, there is a prevalent oversight that is silently diminishing the comfort and sensitivity of countless men. This oversight is so basic, yet it is frequently disregarded. Subsequently, we shall disclose it. Mistake 5. Refraining from lubrication. As males age, their bodies undergo physiological modifications, including diminished skin moisture and sensitivity, which can alter the sensation of physical contact. However, a significant number of men persist in masturbating without the use of any lubricant, frequently due to habit or the conviction that it is superfluous. It is a fact that the absence of lubrication can significantly restrict your enjoyment and comfort. It has the potential to result in microscopic skin injury, irritation, and friction, which can gradually diminish sensitivity. Your experience can be entirely transformed by employing a high-quality lubricant. It facilitates a more delicate and fluid motion, minimizes the likelihood of discomfort, and more closely resembles the sensation of intimate intimacy with a partner. It has the potential to reactivate nerve endings that may have become inactive, thereby extending the duration and quality of your pleasure. Additionally, lubrication can alleviate joint rigidity or reduced hand mobility in men, thereby simplifying and enhancing the overall experience. There is no stigma associated with employing instruments that accommodate your body's evolving requirements. Lubricant is merely another form of self-care, much like the way we wear reading spectacles to improve our vision or supportive shoes to facilitate our movement. It is not a sign of frailty. Rather, it is a sign of wisdom. By adopting it, you may experience a greater sense of connection, vitality, and autonomy regarding your sexual health. However, despite the presence of the appropriate instruments, numerous men are still impeded by factors that are significantly more potent than their physical limitations. It is not located in the physical body. Rather, it is situated in the psyche. Additionally, it has the potential to silently undermine even the most deliberate endeavors to achieve delight if it is not addressed. What is it? You are about to discover the answer. Mistake 6. For numerous men over the age of 60, their emotions regarding masturbation were established decades ago, frequently in environments where sex was considered taboo and self-gratification was considered something to conceal or feel embarrassed of. Despite the passage of decades, those subtle messages continue to persist beneath the surface. You may logically comprehend that masturbation is healthy and normal, yet still experience a fleeting sense of remorse or a desire to keep it private and expedite the process. This emotional tension can have a significant impact on your relationship with your body and sexuality, as well as your overall experience. In reality, there's absolutely no guilt in dedicating time to oneself. Masturbation can be a potent method of emotional grounding, tension relief, and even spiritual connection when approached with intention and care. It is a moment of self-respect, not indulgence. Research indicates that older individuals who engage in consistent self-pleasure experience improve sleep, reduced anxiety, increased self-assurance, and an enhanced mood. However, guilt obscures the experience, rendering none of these advantages truly realized. Begin the process of releasing humiliation by questioning the origins of those antiquated beliefs. Were they genuinely your own, or were they taught by someone else? The moment you begin to perceive masturbation as a natural and healthy form of self-care rather than a covert habit, everything changes. You are entitled to experience a sense of tranquility, solace, and accomplishment in the knowledge that you are taking care of yourself in a meaningful manner. Nevertheless, emotional liberation is only one component of the equation. There is one final error that frequently passes unnoticed, yet it can significantly reduce your enjoyment as your body continues to age. The majority of males are unaware that it is an option until they attempt it, and when they do, their entire perspective is altered. Mistake 7. ignoring tools and enhancements designed for men over 60. As the body ages, many men experience changes in stamina, dexterity, and sensitivity. However, they frequently persist in employing the same method of self-pleasure that they have been employing for decades, without acknowledging that there are now instruments that are specifically designed to facilitate and improve their experience, despite these natural developments. Ignoring these resources can result in the loss of deeper comfort, easier motion, and even stronger sensations, whether due to pride, discomfort, or a lack of knowledge about what is available. Modern tools are numerous and were designed with older males in mind. Ergonomic designs that support stiff joints, soft silicone sleeves that duplicate the natural touch, and gentle massagers that stimulate areas you may have never explored before. These products are not intended to replace your masculinity or contact. They are concerned with the improvement of your relationship with your body and the intelligent adaptation to its evolving characteristics. In the same way that you would not hesitate to use reading spectacles or invest in better shoes for joint support, using a well-designed enhancement for self-pleasure is simply smart self-care. The reality is that sexuality does not diminish with age. You develop it. Exploring pleasure in a manner that is more fulfilling, less effort-intensive, and more in line with your current requirements is facilitated by utilizing tools that are specifically designed for your life stage. New sensations may also be discovered, which may rekindle a sense of vitality and curiosity that you previously believed had dissipated. However, instruments and techniques are only a portion of the narrative. The mindset you adopt is what genuinely transforms your experience. Moreover, an extraordinary phenomenon emerges as the components are assembled. Let us complete the circuit. A new mindset and a comprehensive approach to self-pleasure. The most significant transformation you can make at this juncture in your life is not merely physical, it is mental. As you progress through your 60s and beyond, adopting a new perspective on self-pleasure can result in a more profound and fulfilling relationship with your body. The focus is no longer on performance, confidentiality, or habit. It is about self-respect, inquiry, and respecting the individual you are today, rather than the person you were decades ago. Open the door to an experience that can be nourishing, restorative, and even healing by letting go of old beliefs, shame, and outdated techniques. By incorporating a variety of techniques, slowing down to truly experience each moment, exploring your entire body, and utilizing tools that are specifically designed to accommodate your evolving requirements, you can begin to experience pleasure in a manner that is both more meaningful and more satisfying. You are not merely pursuing a release, you are also establishing a connection. And by combining these physical modifications with an emotional transformation, which reframes self-pleasure as a form of self-care rather than indulgence, you can access a part of yourself that may have been suppressed over the years. You regain a sense of ownership over your sexual well-being, vitality, and confidence. This pertains to more than just sexual activity. It pertains to one's well-being, tranquility, and everlasting intimacy with oneself. A comprehensive approach entails acknowledging that your requirements are legitimate, your desires are healthy, and your time alone can be just as significant as any other aspect of your well-being. You are not too old to experience growth, revelation, or satisfaction. In fact, you may be just now beginning to enter the most intentional and connected chapter of your life, and it begins with the way you treat yourself when no one else is observing. In conclusion, the loss of self-respect, confidence, and pleasure does not necessarily signal the conclusion of one's sexual identity as they approach their 60s, 70s, or beyond. It is an invitation to redefine it with a greater sense of compassion, wisdom, and clarity. Energy, sensitivity, and emotional rhythms are among the subtle changes that many males experience as they age. However, those modifications do not indicate the termination of your masculinity, your capacity to experience emotion, or your entitlement to satisfaction. In fact, this phase of life can be one of the most profoundly gratifying and fulfilling chapters you have ever experienced if it is approached with honesty and compassion. Masturbation is not considered an adolescent activity after the age of 60. It is not a matter to be rushed, disregarded, or humiliated about. It is an act of maintenance, of connection, and of respect for a body that has sustained you throughout your lifetime. It is, in essence, a form of self-respect. Additionally, it can re-establish a sense of emotional intimacy with oneself, in addition to providing physical delight, when executed with mindfulness. 7 common errors that silently drain pleasure and vitality from this personal experience have been the subject of this conversation. Adhering to the semen retention myth, utilizing the same techniques, rushing through the act, disregarding the entire body, skipping lubrication, carrying old shame, and avoiding helpful instruments designed for your current requirements. These are not inconsequential errors. These are indications of antiquated opinions that may no longer align with your current identity. However, you now possess the information. You have observed the significant impact that minor adjustments in strategy can have, such as reducing speed, allowing yourself to explore more of your body, or even letting go of judgment. This is not about improving one's performance. There is a greater emphasis on emotion. It is about reclaiming control over your experience in a society that frequently instructs older males to quietly recede into the background. Let us be explicit. Your yearning for intimacy, connection, and delight is not something that can be outgrown. It is possible to develop with it. Your body may have undergone modifications. However, it has not betrayed you. It is merely requesting a new level of consciousness, a new form of respect. And when you respond to that appeal with openness rather than resistance, you enter a mature and empowered version of manhood. Reclaiming your confidence is also a component of reclaiming your delight. A significant number of males over the age of 60 harbor silent doubts regarding performance, regarding functionality, regarding value. However, your value has never been associated with the speed of your climax or the strength of your erection. Your worth is derived from your willingness to heed to your body rather than resist it, your care, and your presence. Treating oneself with respect not only sends a potent message to oneself, but also to the world. I am still present. I continue to be significant. I continue to have the right to experience life. Additionally, this sense of dignity extends beyond the confines of the boudoir. It is evident in your demeanor, relationships, mental clarity, and sleep. Men who approach self-pleasure with mindfulness frequently discover unexpected advantages. Reduced tension, increased focus, improved mood, improved sleep, and even greater satisfaction with their partners. For what reason? Because they are no longer in a hurry or concealing themselves. They have incorporated their sexual orientation into the comprehensive understanding of their identity. That is the genuine definition of reclaiming one's self-respect. Proofing anything to anyone is not the objective. Living in harmony with one's body and one's own truth is the objective. It is about establishing a space in which your needs are recognized as legitimate, not indulgent, and where old beliefs no longer dictate your actions, thereby eliminating the power of shame. Consequently, this serves as your invitation. Commence anew. Dispose of antiquated convictions that are no longer beneficial. Allow yourself to appreciate, to learn, and to explore. Acquisition of instruments that facilitate your comfort is advised. Embrace your emotions without remorse. Approach self-pleasure as a practice to be honored, rather than as a propensity to conceal. You have dedicated decades to the caring of others, the fulfillment of responsibilities, and the fulfillment of expectations. It is now time to redirect that compassion inward, refraining from selfishness and instead focusing on the psyche, because when you treat yourself with this level of intention, the environment around you undergoes a transformation. Your assurance, your vitality, your happiness. Sexual wellness does not have an expiration date. There is no concluding chapter in which delight is no longer appropriate. You are in possession of the pen, and the narrative persists. Every moment you spend in genuine connection with your body is a step toward a more fulfilling, liberated existence, whether you are rediscovering sensations you once believed were lost or exploring aspects of yourself that you have never truly known. Therefore, instead of contemplating what you have forfeited, consider what you have yet to acquire. Due to the fact that you are not past your heyday, you are entering a more profound one that is founded on presence rather than performance, in terms of profundity rather than velocity. No, not in shame, but in veneration. Your satisfaction is legitimate. You have the ability to regain your confidence, and as you choose to cultivate your self-respect, it will become more robust with each deliberate action you take. Proceed with that action. You have acquired it. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with new videos. Hit the bell to get notified as soon as we drop a new video. Please share this video with your friends if you think they'll like it too. Thanks for your support, and see you in the next video.